Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor is due to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Achakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, and teachers of Great Millstone and the like-minded men who may not be directly part of Great Millstone but are following the same doctrine. Salutations to the elect men, women, and children of Ba'ath the house of David, who are predestined to be saved in these last days. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, meaning He is. He exists, E2B, not Jehovah. His true name is Yahweh, Paleo Hebrew. The true name of His only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai, is not Jesus. His name is Yahweh Shai, meaning He saves His salvation. And Yahweh Shai will return to deliver His elect of the nation of Yasharallah, that's the nation of Israel, when that allotted time comes. We are close to those times, as previously in this chapter. It shows you the signs of the times, and we're in these times now. It's not the point of the lesson, but I'm going to read it anyway to show you where we're at. We've got to watch and pray, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. All these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Yeah, these are the times we're living in. It's going to be an incremental, slow, gradual build-up of the wars are going to increase, eventually culminating in the third woe, which will be the destruction of America by the ICBM nuclear fire and by the chariots of our Lord when He returns. Yeah, that will be the culmination. Prior to that, before that happens, though, the MOTB, which you find in Revelation 13th chapter 16th, 17th verse, He calls of all, both small and great, which are poor, to receive a mark in the right hand. That mark is the charagma. In the right hand or in the forehead, so that no man might buy or sell. That must be made mandatory first. Yeah, like prophecies come in set times. Second Esdras 4 and 37 comes to mind in that. Yeah, so there's a time for everything. Simple as that. And let me get that actually first, and then we'll start. Not really what I wanted, but the Spirit's telling me to go there, so we can get understanding. Yeah. Second Esdras 4 and 37. By measure have He measured the time. Have He measured the times, and by number have He numbered the times, and He doth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. Until one prophecy is fulfilled, we're not going to move on to the next. Yeah. So right now we're looking at the infrastructure of the CBDC, which will eventually lead to the MOTB. So like CBDC is a central bank digital currency. We're going digital fully. Yeah, and that will eventually lead to MOTB. At the same time, we've got famine of the word, which is Amos 8 and 11. We're approaching these times of true censorship now. So get this word while you can from the prophets, from GMS and the like-minded men, Apostle Tahar on down. So that's where we're at. So go down to 7, verse 7 in Matthew 24. A nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Are we not seeing that? You can see it on the news if you're watching. You can see perplexity of nations, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, just to name a few. Yeah, what's going on in the land of Ham, which is Africa, which is named after Leo Scipio Africanus. Niger, the coups and everything like that. So there's a lot going on. Got to keep an eye on these things. And there shall be famines and pestilences. That even need to pestilence goes into various viruses and diseases. Yeah, we've just basically they're looking to announce the second round of the C Diddy. Yeah, so here we go. Marburg, whatever, man. All the plagues of Egypt are coming upon this place, specifically Babylon the Great, which is America. Earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows, right? So I'm going to jump down to 22 because what I wanted for 22, verse 22 is the point regarding the articles that I'm going to bring out, right? And except those days should be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right. Previously, it goes into 70 AD and the time of tribulation. Then, a few verses up. Yeah. Then going to 21, for then shall be great tribulation. I'm talking about 70 AD, and also now the tribulation to come. So anybody that says Jacob's trouble is not going to happen, which you can find in Jeremiah 13:7, and Daniel 12:1, a time like never before, is sorely mistaken. They're false prophets. Yeah, simple as that. Like I said, listen to the apostles, Tahar on down, and all the teachers who've been in this thing for decades. Yeah, right. From the men of GMS, because they've got the 100% truth, right? Let me go to the reason why I brought this out specifically. What I wanted to bring out was no flesh. There should be no flesh saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. You know, we've seen the time and days being shortened. But look, this is just an example of poor rulership. Now you know the wicked are in rulership. Yeah. And who are the wicked? You saw Edom, and I'll prove that. We're air police. I'm going to read a few paragraphs of this article. I'm just going to get straight to the scriptures and kind of, end it there. Lord's will, it'll be edifying. Just a point to prove that, we should hate Esau, Edom, because at the end of the day, the Edomites are basically ruining this place and doing the job that they're supposed to do, which is bring death and destruction. All right. So, where air pollution is cutting lives short, the average person on the planet could live 2.3 years longer if global particulate pollution levels were reduced to meet the World Health Organization guideline. They have no interest in reducing pollution. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get. I just wanted to get the headlines. Yeah, it gives a list of various countries. Right. Bear with me a second. Another article, WF passports. I think I did a video on that, and this was another one that I wanted to get. Just a quick headline on it, and this was from 16th of September, so a few days ago. BPAs, we know about this. Our food, our water. The previous article went into the air pollution around the world. So, hormone disrupting chemical detected in 90% of Europeans. So people in Europe, people in the Americas. I've got a video that I put up from 4 years ago. It's in my archives that basically showed that the level of contaminants of BPAs, which is plastics, contaminants in the human food chain, and also basically within us. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. And why? Because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Yeah. And then nothing they do is but to kill, steal, and destroy. So, a few headlines here, there's a few paragraphs here. Bisphenol BPA, a hormone disrupting chemical used in food packaging, is present in almost all European bodies, posing a potential health risk, the European Environment Agency said on Thursday. A recent Horizon 2020 research initiative, HBM4EU, measured chemicals in people's bodies in Europe and detected BPA in the urine of 92% of adult participants from all European countries. This is not new. Yeah, let me just quickly get a video. Archive bits to use. Lucky for this. Because it's all part of the agenda, the NWO, to emasculate. Because a lot of these BPAs basically have high levels of estrogen in them. All right, so I don't know if it's just gonna. Bear with me a second. Lords will just try again. Get this, just watching a video. Patient. Okay, we're in. I mean, this is just it's not new news. It's just this is we've got certain camps out there saying no, we shouldn't eat Edomites, basically, or this is specifically white people. But end of the day, Yeah, we do hate the Edomites. We can't get twisted on this color thing because there's some white-looking people who are Israelites. Simple as that. Yeah, and who look like Moabites and all other nations because by definition Israel's being scattered. All right. Sorry, it's lucky about this. I've got issues with my internet, but you know, learn patience in it. I've got this video right at the bottom. Here we are. This is it. This is about 2 or 3 years old. Loads of little play. I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this. It'll play. But what I'll do, I'll come back to this. And then,
to some pretty frightening stuff like obesity, breast cancer, thyroid issues, and they seem to lurk everywhere. Cosmetics, and especially plastic packaging. In light of this, it's understandable to start panicking. But before you do, let's hear what molecular biologist Bruce Bloomberg has to say on the subject. He's been studying the link between synthetic chemicals and obesity for around 15 years. So he might be able to give us a better idea of what's really going on and what to do about it. Bad news is, Bloomberg confirmed that, yep, we're surrounded by these chemicals. One of the most well-known is BPA, or bisphenol A, which shows up in water bottles, cans, milk cartons, and more.
You get them from thermal paper receipts. Like I have these receipts from a recent trip. All of these things are coated with bisphenol A. It goes right into your skin.
BPA has been making headlines for years about whether or not it's harming us. And while FDA-funded and independent studies have conflicting conclusions, the bigger heart of the issue is this. BPA is hard to get away from because it's a key building block in the tough, clear, flexible plastic called polycarbonate. And that proximity to food is what concerns scientists like Bloomberg.
You don't want to store food in plastics because some fraction of those plastics will leach into your food.
The BPA molecules that make up plastic are bound together by what's called an ester bond, which is extremely sensitive to heat. So when you heat up your food in plastic, that heat breaks some of the bonds, releasing the chemicals into your food. A survey by the CDC of 2,517 people estimated that over 90% of Americans have detectable levels of BPA in their urine.
So, see, at the end of the day, it's not new news, but the fact is, these are just examples of who's ruling. So I'm going to go some, well-trodden scriptures here, but it's still relevant. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Yeah, the whole earth is in. So I read it in the NLT. The whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. Basically, this is why the food's poisoned, the air's poisoned, the water's poisoned, our clothes, everything we do, see and touch in this society, even down to the concrete on the floor, is poisonous and detrimental to us, especially the Israelites first, before and foremost, right? But like, again, as I said, the elect shall be saved out of it, as Yahweh Shemel Shai says. Yeah, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? How did he cover the faces of the judges? By putting themselves as the Most High, by putting themselves as Yahweh Shai, as Yahweh Shemel Shai, and even the angels. Yeah, and even the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Putting their own images up there, saying that they are the Most High. But who are the wicked? Let me go to Malachi. Malachi, verse chapter 3rd and 4th verse. Getting straight to it, I'm going to start from 2. I'm going to start from 1 actually. Go down to 4. The burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? You know, end of the day, we've been punished for our disobedience. Simple as that. And we're better off being punished now than have the judgment that the other nations are going to get, which is 1,000 year of judgment. Believe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, end of the day, we just recognize that we've done wrong. Simple as. Yeah. Wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. Yeah. And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. So they will build, and Yahweh Shemashai will tear them down again. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, because they were for 1,000 years after the fall of the Roman Empire, the initial first Roman Empire. Yeah, they fell, and for 1,000 years they were, braying in the bushes up until the Renaissance, around 1300 that time, and until the Renaissance, where they started to rebuild again. And what does Renaissance mean? Rebirth. Yeah. We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. So they've returned and they've built, their rulership back in again, but for a short period of time. Thus saith the Lord. Because what we're seeing now is the fall of this wicked rulership of Esau, Edoms, and the other nations following them. Yeah. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, that's the Lord of armies. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people, that's plural, people, against whom the Lord have indignation forever. Let's get two words here. Hosts, let's say armies. Yeah. That which goes forth, army, war, warfare, host, you see? Lord's army. And Lord of armies, Lord of hosts, because everything is the Lord's. Abashimi Ashai's. Indignation. To denounce, express indignation by indignation, to have indignation, be indignant, be angrily, be defiant, be angry, yeah? To speech and denounce, to curse. Yeah, so the Lord Yahweh has got anger with them, yeah? Simple as that. They sees them as abominable. Yeah, so yeah, even though we're in this captivity right now, they've got to remember this is our last captivity. Asherah, this is our last captivity, and the elect shall be saved out of it. Right? So it's just endure until the end. And Matthew 24 again. And the elect shall be saved. Let me get in the book of Sirach. And the fact is poisoning, the Israelites as we are first, and specifically, trying to get us, but the Lord's got a remnant, right? That will not be got. Right? At the same time, he's poisoning his own people. That's how wicked this man is. Ecclesiasticus is a book of Sirach 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he do good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. So in the end, they're not going to achieve their purpose. Yeah, they're not going to achieve their purpose. Because Yahweh Shemashai determined it that they're not going to achieve their purpose. And he has put the basis of men in rulership. Because they are the basis of man. Let me get that, Daniel. Or 17. The matter is by the decree of the watchers. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. So this is it. Yahweh Shemashai determined their time, is giving them a set time to rule, and now we're seeing the beginning of them being taken down. It's plain and simple. The inward thought is their houses shall live, continue forever, but that's not going to happen. Yahweh Shemashai has got a set time for them to rule, and that time is nearly up. Right? Let me finish it off with this. Ecclesiasticus 9 and 10. Sorry, 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. Yeah, clearly the rulership of this place is in disarray. You know, you got dodgy Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe at the helm, and we know he's not the true leader, but they're all over the place, man. They're all over the place. As a judge of the people are his himself, so are his officers. So as the people, the ones at the top are corrupt, the ones who make the decisions are corrupt, so are the officers below them, yeah, the people below them. You know, we see corrupt police all day long. There's massive issues about corrupt police in the UK. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. There's a perverse spirit in this place from Babylon the Great, which spread throughout the whole of the globe. You know what I mean? Yeah, they put a perverse spirit, or Yahweh Shai put a perverse spirit in Babylon, which is in Egypt, spirit in Egypt. Yeah, you can read that in Isaiah 19th chapter and the 14th verse. Yeah, an unwise king destroyeth his people. You know, going into the BPAs, that again, the food, the water, the air, it's all polluted. So the man's unwise. Simple as that. You know, as Ecclesiastes 14:5 says, he can't do good to himself, that who can he do good to? Right? Which is an authority that the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. Again, going back to Daniel 4:17, as well as other scriptures. And in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And who is that one? That is Yahweh Shai. Will return and take his kingdom, take his rulership, not meet them as a man, take this place and rule them with a rod of iron, and righteousness shall prevail. With that, Lord's will, this is edifying to the elect from the hopeful elect. I'm going to say Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, and Abad Babal. Shalom.